Call to order. Has everyone had an opportunity to read the minutes for the last
I have.
two meetings? The October meeting? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Any additions or corrections?
No, sir.
Motion to accept?
Move we accept the minutes as presented.
I second the motion.
All right, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
The minutes are approved. Budget update.
Time out.
Okay.
Which set of meetings were
We
you
approved both.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed
Did
that.
both in one full swoop.
Okay, okay. All right, so, for the budget, you have a copy of the budget report in your packet. There is no change from last month's report on postage. Last month, it was an obligation rate of 4.7%. This month is also 4.7%, reflecting remaining balance of $1,429.37. For the advertisement and publication line, there is no change from last month's report to this month's. Last month's obligation was 16.5. This month is 16.5, reflecting a total amount available of $8,772.25. The training/education line, that's the one where the money was loaded earlier this year. It's going to remain on there through the rest of the year because it was originally put in. So, however, it does currently have a $0 amount in it. Professional services, there is no change from last month report. The report last month was an obligation rate of 0%. This month is also an obligation rate of 0%, reflecting the available balance of $10,000 for professional services. You have an available budget is currently $20,201.62, which has that as an obligation rate of 8.2% that we've already spent for the year. So that's where we stand, folks, on the budget report. Any questions?
When do we have to submit a budget to the commission?
First part of December is when Clerk Petrucci is going to be submitting to those.
Do you need any action from us now?
Not on the budget until we talk about the budget later.
Okay.
Under new business is the
Okay.
proposed budget for next year. But on this year's budget, no, sir, no action to take.
Okay, so we're in old business, issue 2025-26, open hire, Ray, August 23rd.
Okay, so with that, upon the conclusion of the special meeting held earlier this month, Wednesday, November 5th, we provided the sheriff's office with the second round of names and the applications to the Criminal Investigative Division to begin the background checks. It was on the names that were submitted at that time on November 5th was applicant Dustin Henderson, applicant Brady Hemp, and applicant Clifford Pennington. The only update that I have at the present time is applicant Pennington today submitted an email to Chief Young to voluntarily withdraw his name at this point in time. So, with that being said, that leaves them to have one more name provided to them. There is an applicant by the name of Timothy Everhart, who is a certified law enforcement officer in West Virginia, actually Martinsburg. And would need a motion for you folks to provide the sheriff with the next name on the list, which is applicant Everhart, to give them the next name so that they can do the background. Okay. Talk to me. And state your name.
Chief Deputy Thomas Young. We should have two names, Deputy Applicant Henderson. I sent the notification over on Monday, also withdrew.
I did not see that. I'm not saying I didn't get it. I found another email that I didn't get, but
It did come on Monday. Dustin Henderson's withdrawn his application.
okay. So at that point in time, with that being said,
Yes.
we'll need
I'll make a
two names.
motion that we supply the next two names.
I'll second the motion.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. With that being said, that leaves one name
Right.
on the list from August 23rd's testing. So I'll do the letter tomorrow. Get maybe President Buck can stop by and sign that letter sometime tomorrow.
Okay.
And then we'll get it to you. I'd like to based upon what your motion was, I'd like to go ahead and send them the two applications
Sure.
before you actually sign the letter. You all voted on it.
I have no
If that's
objection to that.
acceptable. You'll have that tomorrow then. Okay,
Anything else on that issue?
no, sir.
Issue 2025-36, test scores from one county to another.
Okay, this issue was brought up to the Civil Service Commission, actually by myself, back on September 17th of 2025. There's been discussion during two separate meetings. There was a motion which was passed by you folks relating to the open hire test scores, which you all stated, and the motion was that you all would not accept test scores from other counties for open hire. However, nothing has been written up at that point in time to alter the current rules and regulations. There was follow-on discussion for you folks. You wanted to do a little bit more research on accepting test scores from other counties related to promotional examination. So with that, and nothing had been written up formally for that. So this time, I guess I would yield the floor to Commissioner Wilson, who worked very diligently on that endeavor.
When we talked about these issues, we came up with an addendum, a proposed addendum to read specifically, written examination scores for other agencies will not be used in the testing process for those individuals seeking employment with the Berkeley County Sheriff's Office. So that was their employment. Did a second addendum, that would have been 2025-004, and that one specifically says, written examination scores from other agencies will not be used in the testing process for those individuals seeking promotion within the Berkeley County Sheriff's Office. So those were two addendums that we had talked about, and in our discussions, as I recall, we weren't in favor of using any other test scores from any other agencies. So two different addendums to change the rules. It would be under Article 2, employment as a deputy sheriff, of Section 6, competitive examination. That would be for the seeking employment. And then the other one would be Article 3, promotions, Section 3, competitive examinations, and that would be for promotions. And both read pretty much the same, stating that we would not use written examination scores for other agencies for the testing process. I would recommend that we adopt both addendums to put into our rules and regulations.
That was a motion.
I make that a motion. Yes, sir.
I'll second it. Have you seen it?
Mhm.
Any discussion? Further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, so both of those addendums are now incorporated into the rules.
Yes, sir.
You're going to send me again version 2.
That'll be the other, that was a different issue, but yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay.
We good?
We are good.
Okay. Any other discussion on 2025-36? Issue 2025-38, requested changes to current rules and regulations, specifically Section 4, refusal to examine a certified criminal investigation division. That was, I think, in a response to a request from Tia Young that we modify the rules regarding traffic violations. Is that what it was?
No,
All right,
that
okay.
one was not the traffic
All right,
violation.
excuse me, bring me up to speed.
Well, kind of, sort of. Chief Young did mention that, but that was a separate item number
Okay.
that was raised by the sheriff. This time, Chief Wilson has more to add to it, just like he briefed you.
When we were making these discussions, we had went down through and we'd come up with a couple addendums. Let's take a look actually at, let me find the second one here, addendum 2025002. The requested change was to strike the paragraph and says, the Berkeley County Deputy Sheriff's Civil Service Commission will not examine or certify any applicant that has been convicted of 3 or more moving violations of the law during the past 24 months. So that was one of the 3 requests that they had made and we had agreed to. So I have written up the addendum for that. That would be a change to the rules and regulations under Article 2, employment as a deputy sheriff, Section 4, preliminary requirements, refusal to examine or certify. We would strike paragraph 1 to take that completely out of the regulations. The second issue that they had brought up would apply to addendum 2025001. This was in reference to making changes to Article 2, employment as a deputy sheriff, Section 4, preliminary requirements. Under paragraph 1, it said, at any time during the application process, the Civil Service Commission may refuse to examine or refuse to certify a candidate as eligible for any of the following reasons. Subparagraph C stated, an applicant for the position of deputy sheriff must be clean and sober from alcohol,
That's me.
alcohol and any and all illegal substances or scheduled narcotics. The proposed change reads like this. An applicant for the position of deputy sheriff must be clean and sober. Subparagraph 1, an applicant must not have used any illegal substances except as noted in subsection D. An excessive alcohol use, particularly when it has impacted employment or resulted in involuntary commitment, may also be disqualifying. So I think that was the one that we had the most discussion on, was the wording. So that's where we're at on that one right now.
Well, let's take them one at a time.
Okay.
25002, is there, you want to move? Make a motion?
I make a motion?
All right, I'll second it. I mean, you make a motion to be adopted.
That's correct. I make a motion to be
second the
adopted.
motion. Any discussion?
I'm trying to find 002.
That's the one regarding the traffic violation, moving
You
violation.
have to remove the traffic violation.
Just a strike.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
That is, do you have that, Commissioner Thompson?
I don't think so.
And
Does it come out in the read ahead?
I thought it did.
They asked us to
Okay.
take it out. They were basically just doing an addendum to.
Okay. Yep.
You good?
Yep. That's good.
All right. Now, where are we? Did you make that motion?
Yes, I make a
Alright.
motion to, that we approve addendum 0, that would be a 002. Yes.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That one passes. Now, 25001.
Okay, 001 is the one that has to do, load it up here, so I got the right one.
With the,
This would be changing to read, this is dealing with illegal substances and alcohol use. The wording that is proposed is an applicant for the position of deputy sheriff must be clean and sober. Subparagraph 1, an applicant must not have used any illegal substances except as noted in subsection D. Subparagraph 2 would be excessive alcohol use, particularly when it has impacted employment or resulted in involuntary commitment may also be disqualifying.
You got it?
Mhm.
All right, I'll make a motion, we accept 001. Is there a second?
I'll second.
While we're in discussion, I mean, the only concern I have is that I don't want it to suggest that if you have excessive alcohol use that has not impacted employment or resulted in involuntary commitment, that you're okay.
I apologize. There was one other thing on that addendum and I missed it.
Okay.
Paragraph D says, for a period of at least 12 months prior to application, an applicant cannot have any use of marijuana, synthetic or natural. We added to say this includes medical marijuana, and 1 year must have passed since the expiration date of any medical marijuana card. That was a request of Lieutenant Boothby, I believe it was, from CID. So there was a third addition to that addendum. I'm sorry.
All right, are we still on board with the motion? You made the motion?
Yes, I make the motion that we accept 001.
Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
It passed. Okay.
You seconded that.
That's it.
Thank you.
All right. Next issue, 2025-0039, Veterans Point Preference applying to family members.
Okay. I took that one on there and did a little bit of research, and I hope you all got a copy of my research
We did.
paperwork there. I went out and looked at that, I looked into the state law and did some research on it. I can find nothing in dealing with our situation that would apply to any family members. Specifically, I went down and looked through that, and see here. When I did my research, I found it says military spouses are not granted veterans preference. They have special hiring paths for federal jobs, including military spouse preference, military spouse appointing authority. There are different things out there for them. But the state code specifically addresses, it says military spouse means the husband or wife of a member of the armed forces who, as determined by the United States Secretary of Defense, is performing active duty pursuant to orders that authorize a permanent change of station move if such husband or wife relocates to the member's new permanent duty station. So it would be very, very limited for a possibility. It would require somebody on active duty being assigned here in West Virginia. And that's, I don't know where that would even come from because there's no active duty bases here. And the wife or spouse would relocate here. They may be entitled to that. Mr. President, I would say that we make no changes to our rules and regulations. Our rules and regulations do not specifically address anything about points. It says that the state code says there's points available. It doesn't say 5 or 10 points. I think what we have, and specifically it says, West Virginia Code, Chapter 6, Article 13, Section 2, provides that qualified veterans who are disabled or served on active duty during specific timeframes and who make a minimum passing grade on written examinations for hire may claim preference in the state, county, and local competitive hiring. Any applicant wishing to claim veterans preference in accordance with 613(1) must provide to the commission a certified copy of the individual's DD Form 214. Additionally, if claiming an injury or hardship, copies of any documentation, medical or otherwise, showing they were discharged due to injury or hardship must be provided. This documentation will need to be provided to the commission no later than 1 day of the written examination, and if the individual meets the requirements to receive the additional points, the points will be added to the written examination score. That's all our rules and regs say. If it gets into anything, any additional, we would refer back to the state code. So I don't see that we need to make any changes or addendums to our rules. I think our rules address it. Mm-hmm. And if it gets into real specifics, then we're going to rely on the state code. So I would recommend we make no changes to our rules and regs. That would be my motion.
All right, I'll second.
Yep.
Any discussion?
Yep.
All right, all in favor of no change to our rules in that regard to the veterans' family preferences, say aye.
Aye.
The next item is also yours, Mr. Wilson. 2025-40, Veterans Point 10-point preferences raised by Steve Burnett.
Well, again, that's,
I think you just
yeah,
addressed.
that's one of the same one there, because we didn't address nothing for 5, 10, or military spouse. We just left it as is, and then we'll refer to the state code.
So that's included in your prior motion that there be no change to the rule.
That is correct, sir.
Any discussion? Okay. 2025-44, request for new open hire physical agility written examination, read Chief Young's letter October 20th, 25, as well as update on online application.
Okay. All right, so as far as the online application, and as a reminder, before you gentlemen leave tonight, if I can get your signature on these addendums that you all voted on. As of this afternoon at 4 o'clock, currently there are 7 applications listed as new, meaning they still need a decision by you folks on which way to go with them, whether to accept, reject, or what have you. We currently have 6 applicants listed as accepted, meaning they need to send in an applicant statement form. I know of 3 different reminders that they have been sent. I haven't heard back from them. There are currently 37 applicants that have submitted everything. If the test was this Saturday, we would have 37 eligible to test. There's been 1 with rejection, and there are 2 withdrawals for the application, for a total of 53 applications that have been submitted. And what I'd like to point out about that number of 53 applications is we have yet to run a single newspaper ad. It's all been word of mouth, social media, what have you. And I'm personally, I am very pleased with that number. That's within the past month and a half. We started running the ad or the social media on 1 October. At the sheriff's office request to do continuing ongoing acceptance of applications. So that's what we have. I'd like to brief you folks, and I sent you an email yesterday on the topic. I'd like to brief you on a new direction that I, as your administrative assistant, would like to lean towards. As mentioned, we do currently have 37 candidates who've submitted everything. And as I mentioned, that's without running a newspaper ad. In the past, we have run a newspaper ad through local IQ publication that for $710, that got us 8 runs in 3 newspapers. The Waynesboro, Pennsylvania publication, the Chambersburg, Pennsylvania publication, and the Morning Herald publication. What I'm looking to do is go with the local IQ's local and AdWork digital print ad targeting recruitment strategy for law enforcement and similar job titles. What's that mean? It's a program that will target a 60-mile radius and will reach the local Morning Herald online newspaper sites, as well as Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Google. What it'll get us is impressions versus clicks. We all pretty much, probably everybody here has a cell phone or a computer. You'll see something come up on your cell phone or computer. If you're scrolling through there and you pass by it, that's considered an impression. If you click on it, that's considered a click. From what my understanding is, Central Dispatch has went with something like this as well. But the numbers that have come my way is 70,000 people have had impressions. And we won't be able, if somebody clicks on it, we will be able to know the number of clicks. However, what we will not know, because it's coming to our county webpage for them to fill out an application, we cannot, the company cannot track how many people fill out that application because it's on our webpage. So the cost of this is only $40 more to run this for 30 days, December 1st through December 31st, for a total of $750. As I said, I provided you folks a link yesterday. If you clicked on it, it showed you what size ad, depending upon if it was a landscape ad, if it was a portrait ad, what have you, as to what the company that has one out there now would look like. Again, it's targeting a 60-mile radius to specific job seekers using their mobile phones and desktops who are looking for jobs in our area and area of interest. And I've been in discussion with Local IQ that they're going to put something up there that says about the signing bonus for pre-certified officers so that we can try and get more pre-certified officers for this. So I personally believe this is the wave of the future. I think look at the journal here locally. They went to digital media for the days of the week, all except for one. I think that's kind of telling in itself right there. So that's what I would like to do. If you gentlemen tell me no, and you think the newspaper ads are still better, and then that's what I will roll with. But I would like to see us at least try it. At least try it.
I think the fact that we've already got 37 applications in the hopper is a good time to try it too.
I agree with you.
And people, that seems to have been the hindrances, having to fill out a paper application more than anything else,
And now that we have the complete electronic process, even right down to the signature, and the applications we have has been based upon social media advertising, I think it'd be a good thing to change for this next one. I would go that route.
I'm going to move that we instruct Mr. Alderton to go with Local IQ for 30 days instead of the Herald Mail and the Waynesburg paper.
I second that motion.
Any discussion?
Any discussion?
All in favor, say aye.
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 All right, that passes. We move on to issue 2025-45, the budget, 26-27 budget.
Okay, so you folks, we discussed last month the proposed budget of $22,200 for the 26-27 budget, which would begin July 1 of 2026. It's only a $200 increase from last year, and that $200 would be put into advertisement and publications if it gets accepted by the county commission. Last year, we requested our budget to include $16,500 of third-party vendor testing to obtain a study guide and different tests. The county commission did not approve for that, and we've been working that this year, still using the West Virginia Division of Personnel testing with tests which are free. And we have, as of the end of the May, April timeframe, the West Virginia Division of Personnel began offering a study guide for their test. So my recommendation to you folks was to go with the budget that is presented to you. And I didn't mention it last month, but I'll mention it now. I know there was some discussion about going back to the Deputy Sheriff's Association, but I'm also going to say, I don't know that they've met yet. And my concern is, I don't know that we have time now. If you folks or the Sheriff's Association say, no, we want to pursue that other vendor. Last year, we had to get 3 prices
Right.
and kind of see that. I don't know that we have time now to do all that, but you know, it's up to you folks what you want me to do. I still think it would cost the deputies $500 to $700 for the study books for the test, whereas these are free.
I say we just go ahead with what we have here. I mean, I don't see us, I don't think they're as keen on it as they were before, so. I mean, we have the study guide, which was the big deal. I mean, that was the big thing. It would be great to have a local test, but until the council's commission, whatever they are,
Right.
is more open to spending that kind of money. I mean, I don't know that it gains us a whole lot.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I'm going to move that we basically propose to the commission that they accept the budget as it was presented last year with the $200 increase for the, as set forth in the documents provided. Is there a second?
I second the motion.
Any further discussion?
My only
Yeah, go ahead.
question is the $1,500 for postage. We're doing so much with email and other methods now. Do we really need? I mean, we've spent $70 so far this year. So, I mean,
Can we, yeah, that's fair enough. We might increase the social,
that's basically for shipping the test, right?
It is for shipping the test. At one point, they had told us they were going to start charging us for them to ship them up to us. They haven't done that yet, but that is a possibility.
Maybe we should leave that alone.
And the other thing with that postage, I don't know retirement wise, if there's a couple captain, lieutenants on the horizon for retirement within the
Yep.
next 6 months. Or I'm sorry, not 6 months, but next year, that could drive that up as well.
I mean,
Yes.
realistically, we could probably max get 4 testing dates in
Yes,
one
sir.
year. So that's $300, not $1,500. But if, like last year, we had all the promotions and the things we had to do last time, I could see where it could.
Yes, sir.
I'm fine with it.
are you fine with it? There's a motion, there's a second.
It's trying to reduce my taxes. I don't think they're going to give it back.
No, they're not. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right.
I have one question before
Yes.
we move on,
Mhm.
since we're talking about testing. So the list that the sheriff's office currently has, there's one person remaining.
Yeah.
What order was that person in? Were they number 1, 2, or 3, or?
The person that is remaining is number 2. You had Henderson, and that's the one you said resigned or withdrew, correct?
Yeah,
And then you had a Brady Hemp that was second on the list.
I
And-
misunderstood.
And then you have the Pennington that was third
Okay,
on.
so that's the only 3 that have been on it so far, or?
No, that's the second round of names.
Right.
The first
Okay.
round of names was an Atkinson, a Martin, and Springer.
Okay, Yeah, okay. So I just want to make sure we hadn't passed over that person 3 times
times.
since.
No.
No, sir. No one has been passed over.
Gotcha. Good. Okay. That's all. Want to clarify.
You good?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So we're on to new business.
Yes, sir.
2025-46, resignation of Civil Service Commissioner Stephen D. Dobson. Effective date of resignation is December 31, 2025. All in favor, say no.
Well, I was told when I joined the commission, it was not a lifetime sentence, and so I'm going to hold people to that. But I
You've got a
mean,
long life ahead of you yet.
yeah, I know. I hope so. But I think it's just time for me to step aside and have some new blood on the commission. And it's been basically a full term, even though it was part of a term and part of 2 terms. So you guys are, I mean, we can flex the date a little bit should something come up and commissioner be absent or something before another's appointed, because I don't want us to be without a quorum. But appreciate these guys, and especially John and you guys as well. It's been a real joy to work on this stuff. Sometimes kind of hectic, but and we don't always agree, but we're always agreeable. So
I will not miss the 2 S options in my email.
well, I won't miss getting his emails. But thank you. That's it.
You'll need a motion to accept it.
We have to accept it?
Well, however you want to handle it, sir.
All right. Well, I'm going to move that we accept the resignation with the caveat that there is a possibility of perhaps a quorum problem coming up. And I'm sure we can count on you to work with us on that.
I reluctantly second that motion. I hate to see us lose what we have. I think we've got an outstanding team. We've made so much progress over the last year, and it's enjoyable to come and work. It really is. We laugh and joke with each other, and I just hate to see us lose that team. But I also understand your position, especially when it comes to family. So reluctantly, I second the motion.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
With that being said, I have sent the president of the Deputy Sheriff Association, Corporal Strickler, a letter. I sent it on November 10th, the day that Commissioner Dobson submitted it, and I talked with him before I sent it to Corporal Strickler, outlining the requirements in state code. You can't have more than 2 people of the same party. They only have 10 days to appoint somebody once the resignation is effective. So the resignation isn't effective until technically December 31st. So it would be 10 days after that. I have not heard anything from anybody. So I don't know where they stand on getting a replacement. And if they do not appoint a designated representative of the Deputy Sheriff Association within that 10 days, then it goes to the county commission for them to appoint somebody. So basically by January 10th, which is the test day coming up, they need to submit somebody. Just to give you all insight on where we stand with that as well.
I don't know what action this commission should take, you know?
I don't think there's anything else we can take. I mean, what I intend to do is if I haven't heard something by the 1st of December, then I will send another letter/email as a reminder. Hey, I know things get busy and hectic, and I'll do that around the first part of December.
Okay. Any other discussion on that issue? Going to move on to 2025-47, the annual report. Mr. Alton.
Okay, the annual report, by state statute, this commission is required to publish an annual report that goes to the county commission. Copy of it goes to the sheriff, and it's to be made publicly available in the county clerk's office. And previously it was in our previous rules and regulations where that would be completed in January. As of the adoption of January 18th rules and regulations, it was changed to say it would be written during the months of January and February and approved during the month of March. So that's what the plan is at this point in time. Take a look at it. Gentlemen, I would like your feedback. If there's something in particular you want in the annual report, let me know so I can include it. The one thing our last one was 76 pages. Yeah, that's a large report. However, I would tell you that the previous last 4, 5, 6 years it was only a 1, maybe 2-page report. And it says in the state code that it'll be a comprehensive report, basically.
Steve talks too much.
And in some years, there was never, ever an annual report submitted by the commission. So what makes the annual report so large is we're required by the state code to incorporate our rules and regulations into the annual report. So with that being said, that's 50-some pages right there.
Yeah.
So that's where we stand on that.
Any other discussion on that issue?
No, sir.
Issue 2025-48, doctor certification of fitness to perform agility test form regarding using the county clerk employee notary signature stamp.
And I just asked Mr. Alderson to put that on there because I just wanted to give you an update. We did make an inquiry to the Secretary of State's office. I came into the office and called there with him present. And we put it on speakerphone. We talked to the lady there, and that was on the 29th of October. And we explained to her about the new form and that a question had come up. Is it a conflict of interest if Mr. Alderton in his position with the county clerk's office, but also our administrative assistant, if that would be a conflict of interest of him signing those waivers? She said nothing in their rules say that. So she does not see that that's any type of a conflict of interest. So I just wanted to bring that out to everybody so they know it. I know we have other options. We have him, Brandy is a notary also. So we have options that we can use, but just so everybody's on the same page, the Secretary of State's office, who handles everything for notaries in the state of West Virginia, sees no conflict of interest. So just an update.
Yeah, I don't think it requires any action. We just
No,
gonna.
sir.
And in regards to that, my intention is the week of our testing, and the testing is January 10th, Saturday, January 10th of 2026, is to send all of those candidates email reminder. I'm going to incorporate that form in with that email and let them know something to the effect of, you're going to be asked to sign this waiver of liability the morning of the testing. Please look it over ahead of time. If not, you will be given an opportunity to read it before you sign. So, you know that.
Okay. Items on the floor. Yeah, you're okay. You're all right. Yes, sir. Identify yourself, please.
This is Christopher Mushkid Jr.
Mhm.
I was here during the special meeting on November 5th and was asked to do some work on my part and have some information ready to present to you, gentlemen, regarding my application and the concern surrounding my debts during that previous application period. I compiled the information as requested and feel that I have demonstrated very adequately the actions that I'm taking to resolve the concerns that you have. I submitted this information to John earlier this week.
You did Monday.
It was passed along, and not sure if you gentlemen had time to review it at all, but I wanted to make sure that this was addressed as I thought I was going to be a part of the old business issue 2025-004. Having not been called up, I wanted to make sure that we got this addressed.
Mr. Kidd, you had filed bankruptcy at one point, correct?
Yes.
When was that? What was the date?
That was March 29th, 2019.
Do you have any questions, for Mr. Kidd? Any discussion? We're going to address the issue of his application and eligibility at this time?
This one's
Yeah, if we're gonna,
going to be quite a challenge to look at. I see that he has been making quite an effort to take care of the debts, and when we spoke to him, the special meeting, the three items that was of the biggest concern was the collections of, one was for $1,100, one was for $6,100, one was for $910. And he's provided to us where he's been making efforts to take care of a lot of this and reduce those debts. The other two items that was on his previous status was, they were outside the 5 years and not worthy of consideration at this time. My only concern is just the history of the issues of the debt.
when was the bankruptcy?
2019.
2019.
2019.
So
So
There was some
He's
employment issues
It's outside.
thereafter that led to the debts that I incurred, and obviously having already filed bankruptcy wasn't an option, and I was unfortunately left without a means of handling these debts. Made some poor choices. I have since been trying to be to recover and deal with these debts up until very recently. As presented with the evidence, I have set up 3 of these accounts for, if I'm not mistaken, will be dealt with and taken care of altogether.
you
Gone.
said by December 5 of 25.
December 5, 3 of them. I hope to have one of them taken care of by the coming Friday. And then the other 2, due to their amounts, are set up on the payment plans. One I've provided the evidence with as far as a
Thank
there anything
you.
else you
I
have for
think that speaks of your character to look at this and say, this is what I need to do so I can protect myself for the future. So I applaud you in that and thank you for that consideration.
And especially to stand up here in front of people you don't even know and bare your soul.
Absolutely.
So that's, shows a lot of character.
Such is the task at hand for the role that I'm trying to get.
It's rare. The character's rare.
Thank you.
Then do we need to make a motion to accept his withdrawal?
No,
Nope. Okay.
what I'll do is I'll go into the system.
Well, then,
Don't have anything else for me?
no.
No.
Thank you so very much for coming in. Thank you for what you're doing. And I look forward to seeing you in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
ma'am.
Sheriff Blair.
There you go.
Chief Young's up here with me. I want to say, Commissioner Dobson, I appreciate your time. I've enjoyed you here as a commissioner, your professionalism. I don't know if enjoy is the right word, but you shown professionalism, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
All of you all. And I want to say, I'm not even 2 years into this, I had a lot to absorb getting into, civil service
A lot.
process. And your efforts to create a more professional way of doing things is noticed from me. And I appreciate you listening. I appreciate the back and forth. Even sometimes, like you said, we don't always agree. Sometimes it's in black and white, and we still don't agree with it, but it is what it is. And that's something that I want to talk about here. And I don't know, did you all receive the email that Chief Young sent? It was kind of a late email.
Yeah, I
Okay.
had a chance to glance at it, but
Regarding Mr. Terror Jr.?
Yeah,
Yeah.
John Tier.
John Terror, yeah, I got it about 5 minutes before the meeting.
What brought this to me reaching out to John Tier? He's the Sheriff's Association attorney. As I noticed, Sheriff's Office in Putnam County recently hired 5 deputies at one time. And I believe Raleigh County just hired 8, 7 or 8. I can't remember the exact number at one time. And I started thinking, well, there's no way the way we're doing this is we could ever hire 8 at one time, although we had 10 vacancies prior to hiring the 2, and the process we're doing. So I reached out to him, and you can read for yourself his reply if it makes any sense to you. And I think doing this way, as other sheriff's officers are doing throughout the state, it would streamline having to go back and forth. We get to a point like we just had a civil service hearing, and we need another name. We could have a special hearing, but we'd have to wait another month to get that name. The way this is laid out, he said the 2 separate things we're putting them together, and they don't need to be. We have an exhaustive list like we had of the 9. I can go and ask for the names and the packets in and have them. We can go ahead and start all the backgrounds. That's what everyone else is doing. Obviously they would start at the top because that's how you're going to hire. You're going to hire, when you get the 3 names, you're going to hire from those. And it's spelled out in that email. I won't go through it. You can read it. And I think it's a good way moving forward. We could streamline the process because according to John Tierney, he said he's available for phone call if you'd like to talk to him. I'll provide his number to you. It may be on there. And he's hired as many as 20 people at one time in one civil service hearing. Because they had all the backgrounds done, and they go in, just like it reads, hey, we need 3 names. We would have everything ready. Okay, we want to hire 1 and 3, skip over to however it is, and just so on until you get all the qualified people that you all, it may take, a meeting like that, if we had that many to hire, it may take a good while to do, but you just have that one meeting, you have to keep going back and forth. It's just something I wanted to present to you all to look at and think about maybe just next time if we could go that direction. It would sure clear up a lot of, it's frustrating. I just admit, for me, I've got 8 vacancies now, and no fault of anyone. You guys have been great to help out on everything, but I want to get those 8 hired as quickly as I can so I can go back to the county commission, give me 5 more or whatever, because this county is growing so fast and we're not keeping up, whether it be with our roads, whether it be with our deputies, whether it be whatever. So does that make any sense? I mean,
It makes sense to me, Sheriff. What I'd like to do is take a look at this and look at the code
yes.
and satisfy myself that this follows the code. And I might want to speak with Mr. Tier too, to just understand how this is working. So I've got it. The commissioners have it. I don't think we're in a position to do anything with it at this point.
And speaking with him this evening, he said, he goes, you want to call and put me on speaker? I'd be glad to talk about it. If you'd want to address it, if you want to just do it.
Well, if more than one of us calls, then we got to call a meeting.
Well, I mean, I can put him on speaker and.
He's talking about this evening.
Right now?
Yeah, he said he would be willing to do it if he had questions.
I'm
but-
sorry, but I want to look at this first.
Sure, and he assured me
Yeah.
that, I mean, he's an attorney, he gives us advice. I know you're familiar with him. You may not always agreed with him as a deputy. But he said this meets state code.
I would like to research a little bit more because I'd be honest with you, the code's very specific. It says, you make an appointment from the 3 names so certified. But then it goes on to say, it says, when there are a number of positions of the same kind to be filled at the same time, each appointment shall nevertheless be made separately and in accordance with the foregoing provisions. I just have some concerns. I think we need to look at this a little further and maybe get some further legal advice on it as well.
Well, and
So
I'd agree.
I wouldn't turn
agree.
it down, but I would say it needs to be looked at further.
But I think the point in this, we're following the 3-name rule, and as he spells it out there, this is just about, the list. I don't think the code even addresses. There's an eligibility list. We're the ones tasked with doing the backgrounds. We're the one tasked with doing.
Yes.
So why not? It just speeds this along to where we're not constantly coming back. Okay, let's wait a month, get 3 more names, and then delay. And I think that's, while we only had 2 hiring processes this year. Typically, I think it's 4 throughout the history. We've had 4. So
It is maintaining what we do now. It's just condensing it all, and we would be handling, the time we get the tests back, we then know what application background packets we need. Instead of just giving us 3 or giving us all of them, we run through, instead of getting to the physical medical test by the physician, the board of 2 physicians, then sending over a verification letter, we get through all of that to the point where, okay, we've got 9 guys. We do everything all the way through, whether it stops in the middle and we are ready to decline, or whether we proceed all the way through to the verification letter. We get all of that done. Come to the next meeting, say December 17th, everything is done for these 9 individuals. We go through the first 3. We pick and choose and do as we need to do. We then go to the next 3, and we just condense it all, get the process, the background process is all done, have our 1 monthly meeting, prepared for it when the agenda request comes out, say we are ready to work our eligibility list from start to finish. And we can speed this process up incrementally, and it would cause us to lose a lot less quality applicants. I share, I know the look that Chief Wilson gave when we mentioned that particular individual. I understand that. I'm sure Lieutenant Christian does as well. I actually agree with Mr. Tier on this.
I'm sure you do.
Well, there's two main avenues that we're trying to navigate. One's to keep you staffed with quality people, and the other is to protect the process of hiring deputies. And you know, we have to look at things as to who could be in your position someday as much when we consider anything like this. So what this is not a reflection of whether we trust you or don't trust you, but it's who might be in these positions. It's going to be different people. And so my concern is, and I've just briefly read it. I'm not, but that by doing all the backgrounds, could be the potential to manipulate the process a little bit by rejecting people. And the problem is, if you reject somebody, you're still going to have to wait till we have a hearing. That's not if you ask us to remove them.
I mean, if they ask for a hearing. is what
We
you're
have the
saying.
opportunity to pass over 3 times though.
Right. Yeah.
That's a big game changer,
Yeah.
something we're not doing right
And I think with the way he spelled this out,
Let me back up. I want to follow what you,
Okay.
Chief Young, did. So you could pass over an applicant 3 times in one evening? Okay.
now. Yes.
given this
Yeah.
scenario, if we
Yes,
did it
okay.
this way, yes, you could, as you're going through, you could pass over, and after the third one, they're out.
Well, you can do that now.
Right. But with this, and I don't think there's any possibility to manipulate this the way he describes it, because you're doing the 3. It's just
Doing
doing
everything.
it's doing it in one up. And this is because, you know, when you have the amount of vacancies we have, this is the most expedient way to get people hired. I mean, I'm looking at other agencies that are hiring 30, 40 people at a time. And then we got others, sheriff's offices hiring 8. We can't do that. We have all these vacancies, and it drags and drags. I don't think anyone in my position, whoever would be here, could manipulate this. I mean, if you're gonna,
Answer.
Well, and I say that, but I haven't thought.
I understand.
I've thought about this for about 5 minutes.
Sure.
So
To
that's
go into what you're saying a little bit, I get it, I understand that, and appreciate it. However, right now, you guys see the applications initially when they first come in. I don't know to what degree you guys, as a commission, see them. The next thing you see from us is a verification letter. Nothing changes. You still don't see any of that background. You don't see, I could be telling stories and saying that we had both positions on all point, not really have time, but we don't do that, obviously. You see the verification letter, we already done the process. It's literally nothing, none of that entire process changes. We are just rolling through it all at one time. The background process, all the way through the verification letter, that we would then bring over here to this meeting, where we would then go through the list 3 names.
I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't be for it if it checks out and our attorney says, you know, thumbs up, because I mean, while this guy's probably a good attorney, he's also representing the other side of the aisle. Not really the other side, not an antagonist to us, but he's representing the Sheriff's Association, not the Deputy Sheriff's Association. So we got to be sure that, you know, it doesn't, and you know, because somebody's doing it doesn't mean it's in compliance with state code.
hey,
That happens all the time.
I go to these sheriff's stations, I mean, there's 55 ways of doing everything.
Exactly.
Exactly. But how about your attorney? Call my attorney and.
But I mean, we can't do anything tonight anyway.
I know.
It's not on the
Yes.
agenda. The association hasn't had a chance to weigh in on it, and
Sure.
you know, we got some legwork to do. But
Sure. I would think
You know.
the deputy sheriff says, yeah, I haven't talked to them, but I would
yeah,
think they'd be in favor of this because they want people working with them.
oh, I'm sure they do.
So, you know,
Sure they do.
anyhow,
My issue would be with what the statute says. And this gets to be a play on words. That's why I say I think we need to look at it a little closer and get some more legal advice on it. But it very specifically says, the appointing sheriff shall notify the Civil Service Commission of any vacancy in a position of deputy sheriff which he desires to fill, and shall request the certification of eligibles. That doesn't say the eligibility list. It's requesting the certification of eligibles, which is what we do once everybody's taken the test. The commission shall forthwith certify from the eligibility list the names of 3 persons thereon who received the highest averages. And then it goes on to say that for each vacant position, it would be the same procedure. So
And that's what would happen in this all-encompassing meeting. What I'm saying, there's nothing that addresses that we can't, I go to the clerk and say, I want all the eligible people that's passed all the testing, their application packets, and then we start our process. We still abide by the three name rule as spelled out in the email, and we continue on. It would just afford us the opportunity, I could potentially hire eight people if I had enough people. We don't have obviously enough now on the list that we would do that, but say I had enough on the list, I could hire 8 people and swear them in one time and keep on rolling. It's just a way to speed, and everything I've tried to do is speed this process along, staying within code. I'm not trying to, I
don't think
be
you, and
honest
you
with
have speeded the process up in many, many ways.
right, and I appreciate that.
This this one gets a little touchy because the way the statute's written, what can we or cannot we do? And we have to protect ourselves too as the commission to make sure we don't do something
I
that
agree.
we're wrong for. So I would recommend that we table this right now so we can do further research on it and then come back at a later time.
So the question I'd like to ask you, just for understanding purposes, you have 37 applicants right now. Let's say all 37 show up, take the test. You have 8 vacancies. All 37 pass that test.
Okay.
How many names are you getting from the commission at that point?
Well, there's nothing that would prohibit from getting all 37 packets, and we start from 1, 2, 3. We'd obviously go down. We wouldn't go 37 and do a background.
Yeah, but see, excuse me, but the process as it exists, you get 3 names.
Right.
Right. Now, if you get 37 names, you're in a position to say, well, we don't want 1 or 2 or 3. We want 37 and 36 and 35. You see what I mean?
Yep.
You still couldn't do it.
Yeah, but
Even doing it here in the meeting, if you're running through the list from top to bottom,
Right.
all of us together in the same room, that's all we're doing. We're taking that time gap out and we're taking the emails out. We're doing it here. We've got everything done. Even if, never in the 20 years that I've been there have we had 37 names.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
And to further that, you need your head examined if you would do all 37 backgrounds and you only have 8 vacancies. You'd have the ability, because the way backgrounds go, 78 don't pass. Well, you already got the packets to go with 9, 10, and keep on cooking where you don't have to keep having a meeting to request more. And it's just a streamline of things. I don't think it violates anything. I mean,
You could, if 1 month typically exists between the meetings, if we had 37 people and we get backgrounds done doing it by 3, say we get done the first 18, we keep it by 3. What says we couldn't bring those 18 over because that meeting's already scheduled? We have 18 ready, roll through that first 18. We get done with that first group as a whole here, standing here. We then, the process continues tomorrow and we get back to work. If we need to continue, depending on.
Understand?
Okay.
just food for thought. I
Yes, sir.
appreciate you listening to me, and I appreciate you maybe giving John Tier a call, because he certainly probably explains it better than I could. It's already, and I agree. Because somebody else does it doesn't mean it's right. But it's frustrating to see these
Yeah.
being able to do it, and we just, how many people in the next year do we stand to potentially lose? Does anybody have that number? We have 16 potential retirements coming up.
16?
16. So,
It goes back to that postage,
and I'm not saying all 16 go.
but eligible.
You have resignations, you have retirements,
Yeah.
you have unforeseen. So this is just a way that we can speed this process up because, you know, going 3 or 4 months trying to hire people is just, I'm just telling you from my position, it's very frustrating. And I'm just trying to look at different ways we can do this as we have done. I appreciate all the changes you all have made in this.
Sheriff, I'm sure we're gonna work with you on this and
And
take a look at it.
I take you at your word, sir.
I can assure you, as the civil service chief,
Yeah.
he's frustrated.
Yeah,
So, but I appreciate you listening to me and,
16 retirements, I'm not taking back my resignation.
Yeah, wow.
We're gonna have a test every month.
so, but thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Hear me out.
Thank you.
Thanks for looking into it.
Anything else from the floor?
Anybody else there? I had a couple of things.
Okay.
Move my stuff around here. Maybe some more papers here. Give me a second.
Take your time.
Okay. Let's bring up a simple one here. First is addendum, a new addendum 2025-005. This is something we found when we was going through the going through the rules and regs. Basically what it is, I've done lost the darn paperwork, that ain't that awful.
Yeah, I mean, if I have that one, here's fine.
Yeah, here you go. All this is just to make a change to our rules to show where the application is now an online process, where before it said you picked it up from the clerk's office. We want to change it to read, this application form is an online process and can be accessed at the following link, and the links in the change there. So that's just a simple one.
I'll make a motion, we suspend the rules so that we can vote on this tonight.
I'll second the motion to suspend. All in favor of suspension of the rules? Say
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
You want to make
got
that
it
as a
now.
motion? To change?
I'll make the motion that we adopt addendum 2025-005 as proposed.
I'll second.
In discussion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
You're right.
Okay. The last one I have is actually the inquiries on applications. We've had quite a bit going on in the last 30 days. So I think each one of you have a printout of the inquiries and stuff where we're at. So I'll try to go through them as quickly as I can and bring you an update on several different pieces. So if you take a look at the spreadsheet, applicant number 3,
Chad Reed.
there's an inquiry made on 29 October 25, and as of this date, we've heard nothing. Nothing back from the individual. We asked for additional information, and there's been nothing to return back to us. I would move that we reject that application, since there's been nothing heard in that time frame.
What caused the inquiry?
Says, have you ever sold drugs for profit or taken part in an illegal enterprise? And that particular thing. And the only response that the person put on the application was, I just made bad decisions.
Well, I apologize for using the man's name on the record. Shouldn't have done that. Didn't realize it. Okay. So you recommend that we reject that?
That's correct.
All right. October 29. All right, I'm going to make a motion. We reject the application of number 3 on this list. Is there a second?
I second the motion.
Is there any discussion? The only thought I have is, well, I don't know what thought I have. I didn't realize we were going to do this evening.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, we've got time. We don't have to reject it right away, right? Can we look at this and make a decision next month? Can we put this on
Yeah,
the
we
agenda?
have time.
The one thing I would say about delaying it,
Yeah.
yeah, you certainly can, is to afford some of these applications have been in since the beginning of October. And from a fairness perspective, we've been giving the applicants that are moved forward to candidate status a copy of the study guide to study. So they're not getting afforded the same amount of time, opportunity-wise, although they've had an application in for quite some time. Study guide.
Well, that's it, their decision not to respond, so.
In this
the fact that
case,
they don't have, yeah. I'm not in favor of us sitting here and going through applications and rejecting, so. You know my position on that, so I'm not gonna vote on any of that, so.
And I'm sorry to hear you say that, I honestly am, because I think that's what our job is. That's what the Civil Service Commission is established for. We're supposed to look at these things. Our determining whether we're going to reject some applications or not is to look and say that they don't meet the rules and regulations, and why move them on to the sheriff's office to delay the process to go into the investigators when they're going to turn around and probably do the same thing. So if we're not going to follow our own rules and regs, I think it's pretty difficult to uphold everybody and anybody else to anything. And we've given this person the opportunity. This has been going on, what now, 21 days. And they've not responded back in any way, shape, or form when I asked for additional information to try to clarify it, because the person clearly said that they was between 15 and 16 years old, had a rough childhood, made a bad decision, make a few deals in order to make extra money.
Well, no, wait a minute, that's different. That's different than the spreadsheet. You just said
Exactly,
yeah.
I'm not reviewing the whole packet,
Yeah.
I'm not reviewing the whole,
Yeah.
everything that was submitted here, I'm just, and I understand what our role is, but I'm not qualified to do background checks, and I thought this was gonna be handled outside of here.
Well, I mean, if you want me to handle and make the decisions, if that's what you're saying, I can make the decisions. I thought that these are things that should come before this commission as an entire commission.
That's fine,
Before final decision is made. But whatever you all decide to do, you tell me. I'm reviewing these things when we see things and when there's answers to questions that would potentially reject them right off the bat because of our rules and regs. But I think it's important. I thought it was important that it comes before this commission, that they see it themselves, and we make a decision as a body. Whatever you want me to do.
I'm going to disagree with Mr. Dobson on this as far as it goes, that I'm okay making a decision on this, or at least one of the votes on it. But it's got to be case by case and need to see more. Okay? So we'd have to do that, a little bit more lengthy process.
All right, we'll table that one then. If that's what we're gonna do, I would suggest that we table all of these that I had here for tonight, and I'll provide more extensive documentation to everybody so they can look at it, and then we can decide it at the next meeting. That's the motion I would make.
I will second the motion to table at this time. Any discussion? All in favor of tabling, say aye.
Aye.
All right, we are tabling.
Have no further items from the floor.
Announcements.
the announcement I have this evening is the next meeting will be held Wednesday, December 17th, 2025 at 5 p.m. Hopefully here in the chambers. Can't request the chambers be reserved until the first day of every month.
Okay. Anything else for the good of the commission? Motion to recess or adjourn?
I'll make a motion that we recess and adjourn.
I'll second.
I'll triple it. It's passive. It's adjourned.
Adjourned at 6:22.
Mr. Kidd, thank you for coming.
Absolutely. Thank you for your spirit.